Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. This is episode 61. We're very near the end, and I don't know what just happened. I don't know if Winry died or if whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. Father is up to his tricks. He opened a gate to the eclipse. I don't know what he's trying to do, but hopefully there's still some way to thwart it, even though it seemed like he had total control of the situation. Still remember that little detail that Hohenheim has a countermeasure, but is he too incapacitated to use it? I don't know. Let's check it out. If you guys want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, let's get started. Bung.
When the sun and the moon overlap, then the two genders become one.
In other words, the union represents a perfect being.
Maybe God or something.
Yes! I will no longer be bound to you or your consequences! I'll force you down to this earth and into my bones! You have no choice but to be absorbed!
God? Oh, he's going after truth? The one? The thing? The what? The... Rose! No! Oh no, Alicia, no! You can't do that, come on. Winry, wake up.
Is everyone alright? What happened?
Define all right.
You have done well, my faithful sacrifices.
You mean you actually did it?
Yes, I have done what I set out to do. Acquire God.
What the heck?
Acquire God?
Acquire.
Is it possible?
Does this mean everyone was turned into a philosopher's stone?
How many lives were sacrificed for this?
All of them?
Westeros is a large country, at least 50 million people.
Farewell, gentlemen.
What are you? What's that?
A son?
The power of God is now in my control. With that, I can do anything. For instance, I can create a sun right in the palm of my hand.
What the heck? What? What just happened?
Your plan for binding God to this world was a flawed one. I have arranged my own Philosopher's Stones, the friends who long resided within me, in preparation for this very day.
Oh yeah, that's what that was. Okay.
The time
That's what he was doing.
the people of Amestris still have the chance to resume their physical forms.
They do?
Yes, we know what we must do.
They will not activate without a circle.
He's
We
made
do
one.
have a circle. It's one of enormous power, and it can be self-activated. Even if something should happen to incapacitate me,
Self-activated?
the moon's shadow.
Oh, damn. Well, his victory was short-lived. Haha.
Even now, you still think you can stop me?
Snuff it out. Snuff it out. Show me everybody's alive. Show me that everybody's alive. I don't give a shit about... Show me that everyone's alive. Oh. Holy crap. 50 million souls. Find your way back to your bodies now. I imagine there's some natural resonance between your body and your soul, like there is with Al. So everybody should make it back. But what if just two people switch bodies randomly? That'd be funny. Everybody's back. Nice one, Hohenheim. Is that a baby? In a basket? A crib, rather.
Winry, are you alright? What was that?
The people of Amestris have had their souls returned to their own bodies.
Good
With nothing more
frickin'
than
job.
souls of the
Oh, jeez. He protected them. She protected them. Oh, his hands are...
Can't you even do this?
Can't you even do this?
I can only do so much, boys.
This feels like an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I thought the science of alchemy was a horror to the eyes of the enemy's father? The one you believe to be the creator of all things?
Oh my god.
Have you abandoned your god?
Oh,
You would leave him? So easily?
jeez, this is
Is your
so
god
well animated too.
finally lost everything is fallen civil war? When you were surrounded by nothing but despair!
Oh, come on. Scar.
Someone
An opening. Oh, come on! He just loses his arm? Holy crap. I can't even tell what happened. Who lost it? He lost his arm. Both his arms? What the heck? What the heck?
I myself have never believed in faith or God. And it seems they've sent a visitor to do the deed.
Any last words you'd like to say? Anyone who you loved? Any friends? Your wife?
My wife understands. She is the woman that I chose to live by my side. There are no more words that need to pass between us now. That's what it means to be the wife of the Führer. And now you've spent all your time asking useless questions and lost your opportunity for vengeance.
What the heck? He just grayed out and died?
I lived my life by forever following the path that had been set for me. Thanks to the idiosyncrasies of humanity. It was, at least, a life worth living for. And maybe even a life worth dying for.
The hatred within me has not perished, and yet I'm about to help a mistress, the very object of my hatred.
Wow.
I wonder which way I will flow.
What?
It's coming!
What is this?
Now I think it's time someone put an end to all your damn posturing! So I am gonna take you down, and the truth along with you!
Wow.
My brother realized something. Alchemists weren't able to use their power to its full measure. There was an inhibiting component interfering with the connection between the alchemist and that energy.
Oh.
I sensed that when I came to this country.
Scar created a reverse circle. It will correct the corrupted alchemy of this country.
Wow.
It was Scar's brother. Through tireless research, he applied his knowledge of alchemy and developed what is known as a reverse transmutation circle. This circle would render the Philosopher's Stone of Hermeticus ineffective.
So, we're way stronger now. Holy crap. Oh. Is that where Greed burned the last time? Pour it onto him. It's too powerful.
Lieutenant Hawkeye?
Major Armstrong.
Ah! Jeez.
What the?
He just killed those random people. Oh my god. Stop him.
Brother!
Ow! God!
Pride.
Seems our friend here still wants me to stick around.
Don't let that thing beat you, Ed.
Right!
Darling!
Aww. Aww.
This is no time for happy reunions. Look after Mustang.
My sight is gone. How are your injuries?
Don't think about me. Just worry about yourself for once. Your eyes.
Lieutenant, can you still fight?
Yes, sir.
Oh my god.
bastard dies with that peaceful look on his face. Pisses me off.
Damn you, Greed. Have you forgotten that you're one of the homunculi?
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Explain it to me. Why are you so eager to be his willing lapdog?
I am one of the homunculi! What do you know, human?
Holy crap. Ed! Okay, maybe you should have had someone stay behind.
This container won't last much longer. But
You're gonna use you?
like my father is.
I mean,
You
Ed.
are of Hohenheim's bloodline. I can use your container. Your body belongs to me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
The souls are resisting?
I won't let you take this.
Kimberly?
It's not a good fit for a homunculus.
Kimberly, there's no way. How could you maintain your individuality among this tempest of souls?
You call this a tempest? Oh, stop. You're going to make me laugh.
What?
The bitterness that all of these voices contain soothes me like a lullaby.
Frickin' his insanity saved Ed.
You speak of your precious pride, that quality for which you were named. But then you suddenly find yourself in grave danger, and you seek to escape into the body of a human, the lower life.
What pride is there in that?
You're a disgrace.
He'll kill me!
If you think that, then you still don't understand Edward Elric.
He won't.
Impossible! He's turned himself into a philosopher's stone and now he's forcing his way inside me!
What?
Stop this!
He's going after Celine? What the heck is going on? Holy crap. Oh. You call that not killing? What?
So this is your real body.
What?
Once this is all over, I'm gonna have to apologize to Mrs. Bradley.
What the frick? It's a little tiny little thing. It has an eye. What the heck? What is this show? What has it become? Wow, what a ridiculous episode. First it starts with that flashback to Ed and Al talking about masculine and feminine energy in the sun and moon. And I think I've heard that comparison made before a long time ago, but it always seemed a little silly to me. But let's take that fact, and we learn that combining them results in the power of God. And that is what Father has been reaching for this entire time. He absorbs it, forcibly absorbs it. He's like, you have no choice, which, yikes. It's interesting because I always thought that he was going to use the sacrifices. I thought he was going to kill off his sacrifices. That's what sacrificing means. But yeah, our 5 sacrifices survived. Everybody else in that general area survived. But then everybody else in Amestris died. It was like 50 million people. I mean, it's no Thanos in terms of sheer numbers, but the fact that it's practically the entire population of a country is something. We already lost an entire culture, most likely, back in Xerxes, and now we were very close to losing all of Amestris. They were panning over all the people dying, Rose already dead, and everyone in Lior. Then Alicia and Gracia, oh, that was painful. Miles, Grumman, and then Winry and Panako, oh, that was painful to watch. And in return for all those snuffed out lives, Father absorbed God. It's the truth, the one, the world. I feel like we haven't heard from that God in a very long time. We saw it graft Ed's arm and leg onto itself, I believe. But I think that was like 30, maybe 40 episodes ago even. And yeah, ever since then, I don't think we've heard from him for a while, or I don't even know them. We haven't heard from them in a while. But yeah, Father gets the power of God, and he blocks off Ed's alchemy and created a sun in his hand, and I was just like, yeah, it seems like our heroes are effed. Definitely very happy that Hohenheim had something in place to counter it, He talked about a countermeasure a couple episodes ago, but I didn't think it would get to the point where everybody died before he could activate it and bring them all back. He did say that ideally he would not to have to use the countermeasure, which makes sense now because the power of God is still inside Father. He just won't be able to hold it forever with those 50 million souls not there within him. But yeah, we saw him we saw Father 30 episodes ago, maybe bleeding his Philosopher's Stones into the earth in certain location. But I guess he must have been doing this for countless years after he learned all 500,000 names. It's quite something. Meanwhile, that fight between Scar and Wrath raged on, and what a fight it was! That was some of the best animated fight sequences I've ever seen. It's got this different kind of quality, motion blur drawn in with black lines in certain frames, and I mistakenly thought that Scar might actually be close to his equal, considering how Wrath was super injured, but Wrath was just overpowering him. Scar got maybe a few hits in, but yeah, sometimes it's lucky. It's better to be lucky than good, because the sun started peeking out from behind the moon just as Bradley was about to finish Scar off. And yeah, the glare hit Bradley's sword and then right into his eyes, giving Scar his opening. So in the end, I guess I should have expected that nobody was going to have a triumphant win over Bradley. They were never going to overpower him. And, Buccaneer had to surprise him along with Fu. Scar needed to catch him by surprise and literally needed the astronomical phenomenon to give him that opening to finish Bradley off. And it had all happened so fast, I wasn't actually sure what was happening in the moment. Watching it again during editing, I'm like, how didn't I see that he lost both arms right away? But the first time I was there was a slow realization that Bradley lost both of his arms, and then he grabbed his sword in his teeth and still managed to pierce Scar. What an absolute monster! Because if he had regenerative powers like the other homunculi, he would have been possibly the most dangerous being on the planet, other than maybe Father. But yeah, he winds up losing because of that, because of the sun peeking out from the moon. Lan Fan arrives right after. She asks for his final words, and he has none, not even for his wife. And he said, I spent my life living the path that was laid out for me, but at least the idiosyncrasies of humanity are what made life worth living and a life worth dying for. So I feel like that means there were probably more hints to this before that, but that line reveals the source of his wrath. It comes from the fact that he never had choices in life. His entire life was this act he had to put on, and he said that he was angry whenever humans could grow and change, because when Mustang decided not to do the human transmutation, Wrath was angry that he had grown, I think, and it comes from the fact that no matter how powerful he is, he can't make those choices. He can't choose to grow. He just has to follow the same path that's always been laid out for him. And that's why he has no words for his wife, because she was the only thing in his life that he chose. So in the end, he really did love her. It's interesting because many episodes ago, Mustang was threatening to use Salim as a bargaining chip. He was threatening possibly, but he was hypothetically threatening to use Salim as a hostage, and Bradley said he will never be used as a weak point against me. But they never talked about Mrs. Bradley, so I don't know. It's interesting. She definitely, I wonder very strongly if she would have been able to change his mind, if she was being used as a hostage or something else. And yeah, she's the representation of the only free will he ever had in life. And yeah, I think he should have said something, even though he knows how much she means to him. She doesn't know that she was the only act of free will in his entire life. So she thought he had choices throughout his entire life. So does she know just how much she meant to him? I'm not entirely sure, and I do think Bradley is a very I think it's hard to say he's a sympathetic character, but honestly, he kind of is, because he's been forced down this entire path. He's never had a choice in anything, and I don't know. Also, in this episode, Bradley talks to Scar during that battle about God and how at some point Scar stopped believing in any God at all because of the genocide of his people. And in the end, it was an act of the heavens, which could also be an act of God, that created an opening for Scar to take down Bradley. The sun and the moon coming together in that eclipse resulted in the appearance of God, and here the sun peeking out from behind the moon just at the right moment, allowing Scar to deliver a killing blow. I feel like that was, in a way, showing that God is still on Scar's side. It's really interesting. And yeah, Scar completes his brother's work. His brother found out there was a nationwide transmutation circle inhibiting the power of alchemy within Amestris, which is just ridiculous. And I guess Father didn't want anyone to stand against him, so that's why he made it. And now that Scar used his brother's research to stop the effects, everybody's suddenly so much better at alchemy, which I'm all here for. Father still has God inside him, but hey, at least we have a fighting shot, maybe. I'm assuming he doesn't have as much control as before, because he snuffed that sun out, and he doesn't just immediately make another one and try to kill everybody the same way. And meanwhile, Kimberly, of all people, is the one to take out Pride. That I definitely didn't see coming, because everybody else was leaving and Pride hanging on to Ed, trying to finish him off. I don't know if that means that he thought Ed was the most threatening one, or what other reason, but yeah, Pride, his absolute insanity is actually what is able to stop Pride in that moment. The fact that this tempest of souls is like a tropical vacation for him. So on one hand, we have Hohenheim, who learned to listen to every single individual voice within him, and then on the other hand, Kimberly, who is inside Pride, goes in the absolute opposite direction and is just like, ha ha ha, this chaos, and thrives in it. But yeah, he was happy to ride along and see how this experiment played out, humans versus homunculi, until Pride threw his own pride away to take Ed's body. Kimberly couldn't stand that. He thought that Pride was throwing away his principles, and felt like he deserved to lose in that moment. So Kimberly is a character beyond redemption, but I'm happy that he helped out for his own twisted reasons in the end. He saw that Ed's convictions were stronger, that even though Pride was willing to throw away who he was, Ed was still not willing to throw away his own convictions, and he never tried to kill Pride. He actually made himself into a Philosopher's Stone somehow to get into Pride and pull Salim out. I mean, how is that? I'm not going to question how that all works, because I'll just take it for granted that that's how it works, but that was kind of something. And it turns out Salim's now like the size of a jelly bean. It's really funny. I feel like, as far as final moments go for homunculi, I feel like that might have been Pride's ending. Might have been one of the. It felt a little off to me, maybe because of Salim's dialogue. He was just like constantly surprised, and I don't know, something about it just didn't feel completely right. But I still enjoyed the heck out of it. It was so surprising to see that little jelly bean of a person. Meanwhile, Father goes up and creates another Philosopher's Stones out of some Brig soldiers, and everybody else goes up to fight him. Mustang arrives next to Hawkeye and asks her how she is, even though he's blind. And I was like, you fool, you're blind. Like, how are you worried about somebody else right now? But he was actually thinking ahead and trying to see if she was still capable of fighting. So I hope she has a big role in this. Hawkeye has a big role in this coming fight. I do really, really like her character. Even though I don't know. I feel like she hasn't gotten much character development or screen time, but I still really like her character. And looking forward to seeing how all of our heroes get to contribute to this final win. I have to imagine Ed and Al are at the center of it, though. So looking forward to that. I'm gonna give this episode a 9.75. It's not the highest it's not a perfect 10 just yet, but we've got 3 more episodes left, and really looking forward to seeing how it all plays out. Again, still really hoping for an episode, or maybe an episode and a half, of just wind down after the climax, so that we get to see our characters, I don't know, relax, have a good time, enjoy this new world. I want to see I want to see Al eat that pie. I don't know. There's just so many things. I want to spend more time with our characters and them experiencing life after a ton of just ridiculousness. But yeah, and somebody reminded me on Patreon, I think it was Megan Saunders, that after the series there is a blooper reel. Which, how do you have a blooper reel in an animated series? I've never heard of that before, but looking forward to that. So we've got a couple, 3 more episodes and then the blooper reel. But yeah, looking forward to watching it all. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see the full reaction or episodes a week early, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, leave a like, or you can come down and check out our Discord. Also, I'll include that in the description as well. We can talk about a whole bunch of different things. But yeah, anyway, see you guys soon. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the reaction. Bye, friends.